today we're walking around the yard. We're gonna walk around the yard, look at some stuff. I have some poppies that somebody sent me, and thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to, I'm getting them dried out and I'm gonna be able to plant them next year. I also have some poppies growing. Everybody's heard me talk about the poppies. And y'all, even the most avid flower peeps and flower watchers, I'm telling you, if this is, the flower that I think it is, and I'm pretty sure it is, I don't think anybody's ever seen a poppy like this before. Like, I think everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, you have magic poppies. And they're going to want some seeds. And hopefully I'll have a whole bunch of seeds. If they all grow and nothing bad happens. If something bothers them, it'll be war.
It'll be war, absolute war.
So we'll show you one of the poppies because I can see the beginning of a little bud. And I'm really excited. And I also have a bud on my pink nasturtium. Oh no. It's that weird butterfly thing. Every time I wear my bandana out here, it goes for it.
It landed on my hand the other day.
I don't like that. Most people don't know this about me, but I'm not scared of snakes. I'm not scared of spiders. The only spiders that I really don't like is the shiny spiders. I don't care about the wolfies. I don't care about the tarantulas. I don't care about none of that stuff. Them don't bother me. But if there's a spider that's shiny, that doesn't work for me. But anyway, a lot of people don't know this, but I don't like dragonflies. I'm like terrified. I just don't like dragonflies. I don't want them on me. I don't want them flying around me. I don't know, something about them that creeps me out. I don't like it.
I think they're sweet.
No, they're freaky and I don't like it.
I think that they're pretty.
And there's been one around here. I'm watching my back, but anyway, we'll show you the poppy. It's this one here in the shade of the house. Ooh, do you see that? This little, it's like a little bloom happening. Look how big this thing is. That's probably 1.5 feet tall.
It's really cool.
It is, and I got another one right here. And then I've got, what are these? Is that cosmos? That's what that looks like. And then here's the bloom on my nasturtium.
This is going to be a pink nasturtium, Mom?
It is going to be pink. I bought pink nasturtiums. I think they come from Baker Creek. I think maybe not. It might be Eden Brothers. I think they're in North Carolina. But I'm really excited. Excited is not the word. I love flowers. I love planting flowers. And it's going to be killer when these things bloom.
Me and Katie were walking around the yard yesterday, and we were both like, I think this is the prettiest Mom and Dad's yard has ever looked this year.
It really,
it's beautiful.
It really is, and I love the flowers as an extra pop of color everywhere. It's just, I don't know, it's just so sweet, and it's just so precious, I think.
I love how their setup is because of the space, and this whole yard up here behind us, was never here when we were kids. I mean, it didn't used to be here. They had to grade out the whole place for the house, but then we had basically no yard and they graded it out so we'd have something to play in, and it took years to even grow a blade of grass.
It was just red clay dirt.
Yeah, it's just red clay dirt, and now it's so pretty. What I love about their yard is it's just every little area is its own kind of thing going on.
It's like walking through a little maze. It's kind of like, it's like a little forest, and I know they're just going to keep adding on. I know they will, just different little areas, because what they want to do is maximize the yard for growing space.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them, because for one, it's less to mow, and for two, I mean, it's very productive and useful, so.
And there's a lot of people, I mean, definitely me and Austin included, because Mom and Dad have more land than us. But even Mom and Dad, not everyone has just an acre or 2 or 3 of just perfectly flat land to just till up a huge plot and do it right there. We live on a hill, like here at Mom and Dad's, and then even me and Austin, we just don't have that. So you kind of have to adapt the space and put little beds here and there, and then it's like you add more, and then you've got just each little separate space kind of doing their own thing, and that's fun.
Takes on this little terrace look.
Yeah, I like it.
It's cool. Oh no, there's a dragonfly over there. No.
Gotta run, Katie.
Hey, little guy. He's just hanging out.
This is a really pretty calendula mix. I don't know if this was like a Pacific mix. I can't remember.
You can see where I've come out here and chopped some of these buds off.
So they grow back?
Yeah, well, because I'm going to dry them.
Yeah.
I'll chop some more off and get them drying. Hey, little buddy. Hey.
He's cute, ain't
he? Yeah.
And look at all those pretty ones blooming back there.
Oh, they are so pretty.
So something really interesting happened to me this morning. I was in Tractor Supply right before I come here, and I was having to buy some dog food because Olive ran out, and I was checking out, and this lady walked up to me, and I kind of looked at her, and she recognized us from the video. So if you're watching this, thanks for saying hey. That's just really neat to see people out and have them recognize you from a video, and makes us feel good like our videos are getting out there, and especially getting to meet all the people at the cookbook signings, and that has been awesome. And last night we went to kind of a cookbook thing with Mom in Bryson City, and I think she's going to have a video on it, so you can look out for that. And if you don't know her channel, we'll put it in the description below. But we met a man there last night, and his wife unfortunately passed away this month, May, of cancer. And he just happened to be back down here in this area because he had family here. Am I telling this correctly?
He has a cousin that lives down here, and he came to visit his cousin and to find his roots. And he knew that his wife loved to watch our channel, and he told us that in her last kind of final time here on earth that she watched our channel and found, liked
and Mama's channel
and found comfort in it. And so he just knew us, I guess, by seeing us on TV. But he had already come down here, nothing to do with us, to visit his cousin
family,
and actually visit the Genealogical Society in Swain County, because he was wanting to do some research. So then he went to the Genealogical Society over there, went to the office, and was asking them some information, looking for some resources. And then they said, oh, by the way, we're going to have an event tonight. We want to invite you to come to the event. And then, of course, Mom is the event. And he said, isn't that just insane that, that he told us, he's like, it's a God thing. And it was a real ministry. And Corey got choked up, and I got choked up.
I'll be starting to get choked up, but we share that because this, means the world to us to have people say this, because we feel honored that God wants to use us. Not that we're so great, this is not a building us up kind of thing, but it's what he kept saying, which was glory to God. And that's true, because how amazing is that we're able to make videos, and and people tell us that they help them, which is wonderful. But you guys help us with the comments. We read comments, we correspond with people via email, and y'all help us. And we feel so fortunate to get to have this channel, and we want it to be a ministry where we can just all be a YouTube family and have fellowship, and just have good, clean family content and God content and all that stuff. So that was really amazing, and we were glad that he shared that with us. And it's just amazing the things that have come out of this channel and our mom's channel, and we're just extremely appreciative. What do you see?
A huge dragonfly, like massive.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen one that big. That's not the one that's been flying around here, but that one. Look how big it is, Corey. That thing's 3 inches long.
Boy, that dragonfly is like a drone. It's pretty big. I don't know. Oh, no.
This is my passion flower vine. I planted this from seed several years ago, and I put a handful of seeds in the very corner over there, and that's all I did. And this comes back every year, and it will come back. I guess it must be like underground, like this complicated weave of just, probably not, it's probably just seeds that fall off the fruit. But I'll end up with, like, instead of just that one original vine, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's probably like 10 here. And this will grow up, this cattle panel, it'll weave in here, and it'll have beautiful passion flower blooms on it. And then we'll have the little fruits that grow on that. And so you can eat them, you can save them for seed. I made jelly out of them one year. It's kind of a funky, they have just a totally different taste, but the fruit that grows on this vine will not be ready and ripe to eat until probably September, pushing October. Is that not the biggest nasturtium leaf you've ever seen?
It's the biggest one I've seen. That's pretty big.
That's awesome.
Another thing that we've got going in the works, we've got different things. I want to try to maybe make Olive's dog food. I've thought on and off about doing it and been hesitant, just to be honest, because that's just one more thing to do. But she has a really weird appetite, and I'm talking about all this because if anyone has experience in this, comment below and let me know. She has a really weird appetite, and she will eat, and we try to feed her good dog food, but it's like she won't eat, and then she'll eat a bunch at one time, and I just don't know if she doesn't like the food or if that's just her eating schedule. But I found a lot of videos on YouTube. I even talked to my vet and got all the good information that I need. But I seen some videos where people would make food and it would last like 3 weeks at a time. So if anyone has any experience in that, let me know. I'm just looking into that because it's so hard to find dog food, just like it is with people food that doesn't have nasty stuff, and it's expensive. So I'm not done it yet, but I'm thinking about maybe making her some dog food. What's something you had going on?
Well, so last night when we went to the cookbook signing in Bryson City, Matt, you know, if you remember Matt and Billy and Taylor from our catfish
Adventure.
video, he said he was going to go fishing Thursday night, and I said, drats, I can't come, I got something else to do. So Austin actually ended up going fishing with him, and they took a little boy from church, Evan, and he went, and I think he really had fun. And Matt told me, he said we flat wore the fish out. That's what he said, that they really caught a lot of fish. We watched this man, Creek Fishing Adventures, and I know some of you watch him too. By the way, Mr. Weaver, thank you for my Helgramites. We had just bought some, and we're waiting on them to get here, and now I'll have some to take with me because John, off of Creek Fishing Adventures, he fishes with Helgramites, and he does kind of like a Texas rig weightless sort of thing, and he has a lot of success with it. He's been open about that. He shares it with people. It's not a secret. He'll show you how to rig it, how to fish it, and that's not something that I've tried out there. It's not something that I've presented in front of those fish, so I'm going to take some with me. Thank you again for sending those to me, and see if I can present those, you know, and rig it right and fish it right, and see if I couldn't catch like a massive trout. That's what I'm after, because bass will eat them up, but trout will bite them too. So I don't, you know, and one time me and Nick were fishing and we found a Helgramite. It was like the shell, it was dead, but it was laying up there. It was the right time of year, and we picked it up. I wish we would have filmed it, and we threw it in the water, and it's just about the second it touched the water, something come up and just eat it.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't even fresh, so that's something I'm doing. I'm going to look forward to. And we might, when we get done with our walk, show you my tackle box, because I have reorganized my tackle to get ready and prepared for my fishing trip. So
We gotta eat lunch too.
we do. You got to shut me up. I'll talk about fishing all day long, and I don't even know nothing about it.
I like to hear you talk about fishing. I love you.
Okay, let's check out the bottom of the yard. I got
Let's see
something
what's going on
here.
down here.
Planted some flowers, and they're coming up. I had all these flowers I wanted to plant, and Mom's like, well, we're kind of, you know, running out of room, but she had showed me places I could plant them.
Yeah.
I had some down here coming up.
Okay. It's so wonderful just to walk around the yard. We love hanging out outside.
We do love it. I do love it. These flowers are some of them kind of ended up off the bank. And you know what's bad is I don't remember what these are. To be just 100% honest, I don't know what that is. I think that's something though. Too.
Over there?
Yeah, that's just something there. I don't remember, but that's a little seed that ended up you can see them. They've the wind's blown them off the bank.
We're casting a shadow here, but you can see there is
And I've
stuff
got
there.
those are flowers, and these are flowers.
Under the tomato.
I just don't remember.
We got to go out here in a little while, and I'm thinking that maybe I will go to the fruit stand and not only check for strawberries, but maybe for some more flowers. Some of the ones that I've got planted, the slugs I've got.
No!
Yeah, we're working on it. We're fighting our slug battle every day. But
I hate
I
that.
might get some
because
more flowers at the fruit stand.
You're so nice, and it's not fair to the slugs with your stuff.
Aw, you're
I
funny.
think
You're
that
sweet.
slugs should only attack bad people.
You're funny.
Wage war against the bad people. No.
Just something about our soil or our house that they were probably well established there before we ever even moved in.
Probably. This rain, we had a rain yesterday evening and maybe another evening this week. And I swear, when it rains like that in the evening, the next day you'll look outside and all the plants will be 3-4 inches taller than they were the night before. And that's just such a blessing. That's such a joy and something wonderful.
Oh,
There's such
yeah.
a satisfaction in growing and looking at your plants and being like, man, it rained on them and they're going to grow and they're going to produce me a beautiful flower or something to eat. And it's just one of the most like enjoyable and valued things. I mean, it really is a blessing. It's a God thing. It's very rewarding to grow your own garden, be it big, small, whatever you're growing.
Yeah.
It's really something that I think it changes lives. I think it's really helped people. It's wholesome.
Yeah.
I just get so excited. I prayed so hard for those poppies.
Oh.
I just prayed that God would let them grow so that I'd have one more chance to see them, and that was last year.
Yeah.
I planted them last year, and none of them grew. I had that one off the bank, and then that deer ate it, and that was it. And I thought, well, that was a nice try. And then I thought I'll never have any more seeds because, well, I didn't plant all of them, but I planted most of them, and I thought, But then this year when I looked out there and I saw them, I'm like, that's the perfect example. I'm like, God is so faithful. I asked him to let those poppies grow so I could look at them and enjoy them, but it was a God's timing thing. I was getting disappointed saying, well, they're not going to grow because they didn't grow this year. But the next year they grew.
Right, we got lunch. I had some leftover chicken and vegetables from earlier in the week, and then Katie made us some rolls. We got some grapes. I even had some leftover vegetables and rice. We eat a lot of leftovers in this family. These rolls, I'll get them at the Ingles Deli. It's a certain kind, and I'll buy one at the beginning of the week package. And then we can have them just for different meals, or usually we eat them all because there's not that many in a package. But if there's any left, we'll feed them to the chickens. It's peaceful out here next to the chickens.
Yeah.
Have to try that roll.
Yeah, I was about to.
That's good, ain't it?
That's too good.
I'll toast them, get them hot, add a little bit of that Kerrygold butter on them. Pretty good. Living next to a cattle farm here, earlier in the week, I went, it might even been like late last week. I went down and they have a farm store, so I'll buy beef from them sometimes, and then I'll buy steaks from them, ribeye steaks, and like it's by far the best meat, the best steak I've ever had, and it's the prettiest meat. It's always so thick and marbled. It's just pretty. And so I cooked a steak, and I'll eat on it for about 3 days because some of those ribeyes are big, and it'll take me 3 days to eat it. And I had this rice and these vegetables cooked up with it, and I bought these rolls to go with it, and felt like I was eating at a steakhouse. I was like gourmet.
Okay.
One thing that we want to give y'all an update on is our grandma. There's not too terribly much to update on. You know, she's kind of about the same, but she has good days and bad days. But I think in these last couple days, she's had more pain, and this morning she just kind of had a hard time, you know, getting out of the bed because of the pain. And so just continue to pray for her that she just have, you know, comfort. That's kind of our biggest fear, and I guess it is with anyone who has a terminal illness, is you just want them to be comfortable, you know. You just want them to have a quality of life and don't want them to be hurting, but we can feel your prayers. We really can, and we appreciate it so much. And it's still amazing that she can have lung cancer with no respiratory symptoms to speak of. I mean, there's no feeling like she can't breathe, no coughing, no anything like that. You know, she has that pain in her, kind of behind her shoulder, and maybe that's because the cancer's there or because it's close to her lung. But, you know, that's a real blessing, and she was able to get up and eat this morning, and she's here now. She's in the house and laying on the couch, and even though she's been sick, we really still can see God's hand in it, and we really feel like that's for all the, you know, from all the prayers. So we just want to continue to thank you for that, and continue for y'all to drop comments about what we can pray about for y'all. That really is important to us and means a lot. And we've seen, you know, people reaching out via email or comments about things we can pray for you on. So definitely do that, because we just want this to be a, you know, a community where we can encourage each other. So we do, and I know I can feel the prayers, because when we first got this diagnosis, I was terrified, and I started thinking, well, this is how it's going to be, well, this is how it's going to look, just based on what you think, what you know, what other people have told you. And I'm like, it's just, you know, it's not good, you know, it is bad, but one way to phrase that is that maybe it's not just as desperate and dire as what I thought it might be at this point. And I do believe that feeling of like, just almost feeling like the prayers have got you surrounded, so you're just, there's a thin layer between you and just the total despair and desperation, and the prayers is what's keeping you from it. It's like, it's what's keeping your toes from touching
the ground from touching the what's going on. And I know for a fact that that's the prayers.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is a miracle. She don't have any breathing problems. She doesn't have lung pain. I mean, it's really weird to have lung cancer and be like, I'm really tired and my shoulder hurts, and I don't have an appetite or whatever, but other than that, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people know they have lung cancer because they're just having some serious respiratory issues. But I think, like you said, it's true, as tough as this is. And I have moments where I'm just like shocked by it and I just feel terrified. But, then I remember we got to rely on God. But I think, we're just taking it day by day and we're getting through it because, we feel the prayers. We know y'all are praying and it just really means a lot to us. So we want to make sure, we pray for y'all regardless. I pray for YouTube family. But we appreciate each and every one of you a lot.
We do.
We love getting to do this and wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for y'all.
No, so we appreciate it. These grapes.
These are good grapes to be
They
store-bought.
taste almost like what wild grapes taste like. And I'm like, that is so strange because usually store-bought grapes, they're
ain't no good usually.
they just don't have much of a taste. But this has got a tastes more like grapes, like fox grapes without that super bitter to them.
Yeah, these are good.
Those are parsnips.
I steamed them.
I love parsnips. People don't like them, but I'm like, woof. I love them.
I do too. I love to steam vegetables. I love veggies any kind of way. Cooked, not cooked. Roasted, fried in a pan, steamed, whatever. But I like to steam a big bunch because then you can just add that all throughout the week just for several days. I'll add it to breakfast, lunch, dinner, just whatever. And you can really mix it up. Like you could steam some of the root vegetables, and then like one week you could do more like squash and peppers.
Good.
But steaming them is just so fast and easy. Either do that or stick them on a sheet pan and roast them. I mean, and in mere minutes you can have a whole slew of vegetables, and you can have them with just all kinds of different meals. I really like doing that.
I like doing that too. So this is my tackle bag right now. I keep changing kind of what I've been doing because no more than I've fished. I've only been fishing for the last year with Nick. I think I just need to continue to go out and fish and find what's comfortable for me until I finally settle on something that's it. So I've had different bags to carry my tackle in. Right now I have this one, and I like it because it's skinny and the strap is short. It can be made short so that it doesn't feel like it's long in my way, hurting my shoulder. So now I'm going to show you what I've got in it. I'm trying to go slim and not have I just don't want to carry a whole bunch of tackle around, and I don't think it's necessary. I want to kind of figure out what works for me and pare down to the lures that I know are going to catch fish and not carry a bunch of extra stuff around because I don't have to do it. So in this bag, I've got a stringer. So if we do catch fish, I've got some other gulp baits. I've got what they call pinched off worms and some other weird looking nymph fly thing. And then a tiny little gulp minnow. The minnows, they make a tiny version. And I didn't know that. I was really excited when I found that out. And then I have the bigger version. This is the 2.5 inch version. And apparently there's a crawdad bait in there too that I put in there. So also, this is one tip if you're carrying around your fishing stuff. I do keep a leader, but I don't keep it on the spool because it takes up too much room. I wanted something that would pack flat. So I just label what my leader is and then roll me out. That might even be 10 feet just rolled up right there, so that I don't have to carry around something bulky. I only have 3 of these, and like I said, I don't want anybody laugh and be like, you don't need all that. This is just what I've started with. I really like these tube jigs. Me and Nick, I've caught all kinds of stuff on these, so I keep those. Got some little Bobby Garlands. I've caught stuff on those. I've got just little worms. These are doll flies that I have. Some bigger stuff like a fluke. I've not done much bass fishing, and I'm not usually anywhere where I do bass fish. So I've got trout stuff, but you could probably catch a great big trout with that. So I have a whole nother box for bass stuff. This is not it. I've got some of these crawdads that I've caught quite a few fish on. And then I have some spinners that are bigger that I can't fit in that smaller box. They won't go in there. That's a Panther Martin. And then my daddy told me that this is an example of lures catching fishermen instead of fishermen catching, or instead of the lures catching fish, because he said, what are you doing with that? And I said,
It's adorable.
it's so precious. I'd hate to think I wasn't carrying it around. And I bet you could too catch something on it.
It's so cute.
This is probably more of like trout stuff. These are these tiny twist tail grubs I said I had. And I've got a little, I don't know what they call that, but that's
cool.
Dad's. I borrowed that. That looks like those gulp. I even have a little swimmer bait in here. That looks really good coming through the water. All of these are crawdads, but they're little. A small size for a creek. And these hellgrammites. This is not exactly the correct rigging for that hellgrammite, but before I knew how to rig them, that's just all I knew to do. And I've got this hellgrammite. That's not exactly correct either compared to how I want to do it now. Like when I was talking about a Texas weightless rig, this is not it. And these are not the hellgrammites I'm going to use. These are hellgrammites, but I've got different hellgrammites that my dad has, so I'm going to use those. Those are Nico hellgrammites. And I think that that's pretty much it. I will tell you that the crappie will love this. Crappie would eat that up.
All right, well, I think we're going to go on back in and check on Miss Cindy, see what else we can get into today. But thanks for coming along and joining us.
Thank you for coming. Remember, we love each and every one of you. We're grateful. We're thankful for you. And no matter what, we know that God will keep you. He'll watch you and he'll be with you. And if you feel alone, you just know you're not ever alone. You got us. We're going to be here.
Until then, we'll sign off and we'll see you on the next video.
On the next video. Bye.